Hi everyone, me shooting another video. This one is one I get asked a lot, so I wanted to touch on it today. Robert, who's the best builder? Who's the worst builder? Who do I need to stay away from? Who can I count on to build me a good home? That is the toughest question to answer because there's not a straight answer to it. So let me get into it this way. The first thing to note is that many builders build with the same subcontractors. A lot of times the same painter, the same sheetrock person, the same framer might work for the $1 million homes and also be building the $250,000 homes and everything in between. So when it comes to the quality of the construction, the quality of the materials, while there's some variation, the overall quality of all the construction materials of the builders here in Houston, and I'm talking about mainstream builders, I'm not talking about the mom and pop. There's some builders, they'll go out there and they'll just buy a lot here, buy a lot there, and then build a home and try and sell it. And that's a whole different animal. But as far as the mainstream builders that are out there building in a lot of locations, and let me bring one builder in particular into this conversation to help illustrate my point. D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton has gotten maligned a little bit from some quality issues in some markets, right? So in Louisiana, they had a HVAC subcontractor that they had issues with one of their subdivisions. It's made the news on a class action lawsuit. And then there's been a couple other places where there's been a home here, a home there that has not gone well. So I hear from people, well, I don't want a D.R. Horton home then, right? So to put it in perspective, I have over 120 clients have bought D.R. Horton homes all across the Houston area. And only one had one issue with an HVAC or their air conditioning system that did get resolved under the warranty. All the others, every single one has had nothing but a positive, good experience in their home. With that being said, I have a home, and I'm not gonna throw out any builder names or I'm gonna speak negative because it's not a builder thing, and you'll understand a little bit more as I reach into this. I have a home that's a mid-level home, a little higher than mid-level home. I personally have had more problems, me and my neighbors, with this higher end builder that's very popular builder. And don't get me wrong, we love our homes, right? But we've had more issues with our homes, just the four of us that are neighbors, than all my D.R. Horton home buyers combined. So what I've found going through the years now, I've helped hundreds and hundreds, probably getting close to 1,000 now, of clients buy homes over the years. And the more important issue isn't about who the builder is. The more important issue is about who is the person that's overseeing the construction of any given home on any given day. There's a lot of turnover in the builder industry where just so you understand, a person that works for any given builder may be asked to oversee the construction over 20, 30 homes at any given time, where they are scheduling subcontractors, bringing them out, scheduling code inspectors from the city to come out and look at things. And those people are oversee, and they hop from builder to builder a lot. There's a lot of turnover. A person who might be building for D.R. Horton today, the builder overseeing D.R. Horton homes today, might be overseeing Perry Homes tomorrow, might be at Toll Brothers the next month. There's a lot of hopping back and forth between those folks. But the important thing to know is whoever that individual is that's overseeing the construction of the home you're buying, that's the most important piece of the puzzle, not the builder name. The key to overcoming that, because you never ever know, no matter who you're having buy your home, whether it's Toll Brothers, Perry, D.R. Horton, Centex, Lennar, it doesn't matter who it is. It all falls on the shoulders of that person who's overseeing the subcontractors and making sure they're getting their jobs done and done correctly. So the way we offset that is by having a good third-party inspector inspect the home before you move in. So the big red flag, if you're buying a home, first of all, you want to have a realtor that's very experienced in new construction homes. because they're very, very different than a resale home and the expectations and what needs to be looked for, right? Also, the sales reps for all the builders work for the builder's interest, not the buyer. So a lot of times you may get a half truth instead of a whole truth, sometimes an outright lie. Sometimes at the end of the day, they're trying to sell their home to you, and they'll lie to you about the builder next door, tell you things that may not be true about them, because at the end of the day, they get paid to sell you a home. They're almost all on commission based. Now, while I know a lot of them, and a lot of them are very stand-up, ethical individuals, I've met a bunch that are not as well. So that's another reason why you want to have somebody who's very experienced on your team helping you, so that you don't have to worry about somebody. And I'll give you a good example. Where I live in Pearland, and the subdivision I live in, most of it is in Brazoria County in an incredibly good school district. But a sliver of the neighborhood, just a little bit, is over in Fort Bend County and in a not so good school district. Well, at the time when those homes were being sold by the builders and the new construction sales reps, whenever somebody came out to look at a home, and the ones that were in the Fort Bend County, because they weren't in as good a school district, were priced lower. Well, I caught a few times where at the time the sales rep would not tell the buyer unless they asked what school district that was in. And so a lot of people with kids came and they bought a home, and they didn't know it was in that school district. They just assumed because it was still Pearland that it was in the good school district. And it wasn't until after they closed and moved in and realized their kids were not going to the schools that they thought they were going to go to that there was a big issue. But none of that was changeable. But again, sometimes the omission of information is just as bad as flagrant lies, right? So going back to the construction and the builders and the sales agents to some degree, is we always have you do a third-party inspection. That's where an inspector that is paid for by you, and it only costs about $350, $400, depending on the size of the home, will come in and analyze and check every square inch of the home to make sure everything's functioning like it should, it was built correctly, everything is correct, and identify all those things before you close on a home. That combined with me, if the home is still under construction, or if it's a build from scratch or whatever the case is, I'll go out and look at it at least once every 2 weeks and monitor that home for you, look at it. I'm certified in construction as well to make sure that it is being built to standard. Doesn't matter who the builder is. I've seen some that have incredibly good names. I'll give you an example. Twice, one builder that's reputable, upon inspection, where the vent hooks up on the ceiling to blow cool air into a room wasn't even connected up there. It was just blowing air into the attic, right? That happened twice. That was discovered twice. Sometimes we'll discover where there's maybe the yard's not draining correctly, or there's some shingles got scratched up during the construction or messed up, or maybe there's an appliance not working. Maybe the air conditioner is blowing cold, but not as cold as it should be, and it needs to be looked at. But everything, or an outlet may not be working, or an electrician wired something wrong, or a sink is leaking somewhere. Whatever it is, we can identify and have everything corrected before the closing. On top of that, I recommend to all our clients, because every builder has at least 1 full year where everything is covered, right, in that first year. And then some builders have 2 years, just 2 of them, but all the rest have 1 year. But I always recommend you have another third-party inspection before that, what I call the bumper-to-bumper warranty, is up, just in case there's some things starting to happen with the home that were not noticeable until somebody started living in there every single day and gets discovered. But that way, if something's found, it can be contacted, through the warranty. Now, my experience with all the builders has been that if there's a warrantable issue, they've been very good about taking care of it. I haven't heard of any of them where my clients have gone to them and they had a legitimate warrantable issue and the builder didn't take care of it, and in every case they have. So I just wanted to shoot this video to let you know that the quality of the construction of all the homes with all the builders is very comparable. There are one or two that cut some corners. If you reach out to us, if you're thinking about one of those homes, it's still okay. We just need to take some extra steps and extra measures to make sure that the home you're buying, your home, is going to be good for many, many years to come, long after the warranties have expired on it. So I hope this video helps. Again, it's not about who the builder is. It's about the guy overseeing the subcontractors. It's about getting correct, accurate information from the sales agents, and then for us to make sure whatever home you're in love with that you want to buy, that it is constructed in such a way that you will not have problems. That's what we're here for. We love to hear from you. Reach out to us. Again, we're all about you, protecting you, serving you, and we do it in a good, godly way. And we look forward to hearing from you, and we'll catch you on the next video.